Hey everyone, welcome to the first ever introductory episode for the Bags and Omens Tarot videocast. I'm Ryan. I'm the owner and creator of Bags and Omens, a small online business where I create and sell tarot and oracle deck bags. I'm also a newbie professional tarot reader. Um, I started reading professionally within the past year. Um, So, let me break down what this. Oops, sorry about that. I tend to thump the desk when I'm thinking or about to get serious. um, so, let me break down what this videocast is going to be. Basically, I needed to create a space where I could delve, like, deep into tarot, like, every individual card. Um, from not just one deck, but from multiple decks and all the different ways that it can be read in different decks. Like, say, like how, for example, the Ace of Wands can be read in like every single deck. It can be read differently in every deck. It can be read differently. Um, for example, my decks, it can be read differently in the Celestial deck as opposed to the Mystical Cats deck. So I just wanted to delve into the different ways that could be read in each deck, as well as the astrology, numerology, mythology, um, everything in the Kabbalah, um, mythos behind the deck, all the mythos and theology behind each card. Um, so that's the main reason I'm doing this, is because I needed a space where I could teach myself, and the best way I do that is by lecturing. So, this is basically a lecture series. Um, I'm going to apologize now for all the background noise. I'm sure you can hear my birds, though honestly I tried to put them to sleep, but I started talking, so they woke back up. I was hoping to do this in a library study room, but I've been getting pushed more and more of a push to just start doing it already, and libraries aren't open back up yet, so we got birds and we got AC and possibly my sister running around on occasion. Um, so just I hope it won't be too bothersome for everybody. But yeah, and when the libraries open back up, I um, I'll be in a much quieter space. So yeah, the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna do 3 Sundays out of every month. I'll have a new video uploaded. So first Sunday, I'll take a break. There won't be any videos. Second Sunday, I will delve into a minor arcana card. Um, Third Sunday, I will delve into a crystal, an herb, probably pull an oracle card, and whatever whatever else I'm feeling that week, be it um, some spell, a rune, astrology aspect, kitchen witchery, heck, maybe even soul witchery, because a little bit of a stitch witch here. Fourth week, fourth Sunday, wow, will be a major arcana card until we run out, and then it'll be another minor. Or maybe I'll just start back over. I don't know. It'll probably be a minor. And then once we reach the end of the deck, all 78 cards, I'm not sure what I'll do then. I mean, it's going to be a while until then, so I don't know if this will end as a series or if I'll just start delving into more stuff or not. We'll see. I also say a lot. The fifth Sundays are, since they're a little bit of a rarity, there'll probably be some sort of special episode, unless I need the break, and then it'll be 2 Sundays without an episode. So basically, fifth Sundays will be a surprise for everyone, including me. Um, So yeah, that's basically the structure of this video cast. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Fairbanks, Alaska. I was born in Anchorage, grew up in Fairbanks, moved down here to southern Arizona about 4 years ago. Wait, no, 3. Sorry, 3 years ago. Um, which is when I started meeting more tarot readers. So I've been an eclectic pagan for about 4 years. For that same amount of time, as soon as I got into paganism, I went straight for tarot cards. Because I'd always loved playing with playing cards, and even though, as growing up trying to be a good Christian, I couldn't actually say I was divining fortunes or whatnot, so didn't even tell myself I was doing that. But I went straight for tarot cards. As soon as I said, "Yep, bye" to Christianity, I went straight for the tarot cards. So, uh, so I've been basically learning them for about 4 years. It's really only my first bit of study got kind of halted after I went through the first book I had, because the library really didn't have the library up there didn't have much on tarot. It's more on just witchcraft stuff, which I got pretty far in witchcraft, but tarot was, there's only so far I could go in just books with no extra theory behind it. So when I moved down here and started meeting other tarot readers, that's when my study really expanded, and now I actually know how to read them, and now I can start an in-depth study on it. But yeah, so like I said, I'm eclectic pagan, kind of veer more towards this odd blending of Hinduism and Hellenistic theologies. I'm practicing which my witchcraft is all founded upon Wiccan principles for the most part. With my own twist, it's not Wiccan. For one thing, I don't believe in the threefold law. I believe in the law of return, but not threefold, and some other stuff like that. But get into that some other time. What else? An intuitive tarot reader, obviously. I don't call myself psychic yet. I don't think I can claim that word. I don't feel comfortable trying to claim that word yet. So I do think it's something I'll eventually claim, but not right now. I'm a polytheist. I follow a few different gods, and I believe in the existence of all the different gods and deities. But yeah. So that's one aspect that I'm coming at tarot from. The other aspect I'm coming at from is pretty much all tarot podcasts I've listened to, and granted, this is just the ones I've listened to, and they haven't been a whole lot. It's been like 5, maybe, probably less than that. Some of them were witchcraft podcasts that had tarot in them. Like I said, AC, sorry. They all come from, all the ones I've listened to come from basically the same view of white, cisgender, I'm assuming straight women. I think maybe one of them might have been bi. But they all come from basically a very similar, not an entirely similar view, like at least one of them, they're brand newbies. And then another one, what was it? I think the main one I remember, the Wildly Tarot podcast, they're a little more book based. And then the Tarot for the Wild Soul, which honestly I love her stuff, but I can't handle her voice because it's too soft for me. But she really did expound. Lindsay, I don't know her last name. Lindsay Mack, that's who it was. Tarot for the Wild Soul. She really helped expound my knowledge and honestly kind of gave me the inspiration for doing this. So shout out to Lindsay Mack. She's an awesome tarot reader, or at least tarot teacher. I don't know how she reads. But it's they'd give me an inkling of something I wanted to delve more into, and then they'd just kind of just drop that little breadcrumb and leave off to the side of the trail, and I'm like, but I want to follow that trail, that breadcrumb down its trail instead of going off somewhere else. So I guess I have to do that on my own. I'm just gonna have to make it. Um, but for the most part, it all came from a very similar perspective. And while I can't speak for having another race perspective, I mean, I'm white as shit. Like, European American. Nothing but white in me. Anyway. Before you go in the gutter with that. Yeah, so I'm not going to have a view of a person of color beyond what the main person who really pushed me into delving into tarot gave me his view on. Which, shout out to Mashad at the Psychic Shack podcast, because seriously, go check him out. He is an epic tarot reader, intuitive, psychic, medium. Just seriously, go listen to his podcast. He'll probably be watching this, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna at least put it up on my page, and I know he follows my page, so hi, Michelle. You're cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna be coming from a very white perspective on it, obviously. So I recognize that bias, and I'm gonna hopefully be able to call it out. Be like, call that out. Another bias I'm gonna come from is I'm mostly male. I'm actually non-binary, fluid flux demi-male. I'm not gonna explain that here. You can look that shit up on Google, honestly. So I'm non-binary. I'm transgender, as assigned female at birth. Yeah. So I come from that viewpoint, as well as being an aromantic, gay-oriented, aromantic, asexual. So, in Romance Repulse, there's not going to be a whole lot of cis heteronormative in my interpretation of the cards. Cis heteronormative viewpoint in my interpretation of the cards. So yeah, I'm hopefully coming at it from at least a perspective I've never heard anybody else put down on there. I mean, on tarot cards especially. Because, I mean, the closest I ever came was the Queer Witch podcast, and she threw out a couple things about tarot on there, but honestly, she's more on the queer side of magic, so her podcast is more about queer magic, so, yeah, not tarot specific. So, hopefully bringing a bit of a queer perspective to tarot is one of my hopes, but honestly, majority of it is probably going to be based from my view of ceremonial magic, viewing the tarot through that lens, because I'm also, that's the other thing I forgot to mention, I'm also kind of dipping my toes into ceremonial magic, because it's awesome. Hermeticism, more specifically, which is the roots of pretty much all of our paganism nowadays, so yeah, that's pretty much the lens I'm coming from. So yeah, that's my perspective on stuff, so you know a bit about me, a bit about what this podcast is going to be like. Honestly, it's not all set in stone, because I can't do that. I give myself too much anxiety trying to follow a script. Nothing would ever get done if I did. Though I probably will be recording every one of these videos about 5 times before I finish. So let me introduce you to my decks. I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decks here. My 9th deck I'm not going to introduce to you because she's my altar deck. She stays there. She's not going to be playing. She only plays with me. That's not bad. Anyway, so first deck up, my Archeon. Love these guys. They are a bit beat up because they got Rabbit Key on them, and that's a story for another time. I love you, Riddick, but seriously. So that's my Archeon. They'll probably come out only kind of occasionally, because, I mean, there's nothing specific about them. There's a few decks that I will have specifics. This will be one of two. It's one of my two RWS very close team decks. It's the Terror of the Old Path, so it's very strongly RWS themed or based. Rider-Waite Smith, sorry. I don't know how much I'll put them out because they really like talking to me, but we're not on this. We're both speaking slightly different languages. It's like we're still learning each other's language, but we can't actually like. It's like a French-speaking person trying to learn English to an English-speaking person who's also trying to learn French. And so there's a bit of a miscommunication on it. Well, not a full-on miscommunication, but it's kind of hard to get everything across. So they probably will play around a few times. This is my sweet deck. It's Mystical Cats. It's the softest deck out, and that's hilarious because when I was filming earlier, this is also the card that came out as a half of the Consequences card. I don't know what that means. I can take a gander and a guess, but anyway, it's amusing. Yeah, pretty much the sweetest deck around. All my others are heavy hitters. Even my Mermaid Oracle. Those guys. Don't ever let anybody tell you mermaids are soft and sweet, because they are not. This one you'll probably get to know pretty well, because I'll be using it a lot. This is my Celestial Tarot. And I'm going to use this one because it's very strongly astrology based. As you can see from the strength card, it's got the astrological signs and the planets in the majors. The minors, the numbers are all constellations, and then the court cards are elements and seasons. As elements is based in the zodiacal elements, as in fixed, muted, cardinal, mutable, fixed, mutable, cardinal. So yeah, this one I will probably use probably pretty much every episode, or at least minimally, at least as I mentioned for here. This one was my very first deck. I don't use hers often anymore. It's a Gilded Tarot. My other RWS, strongly RWS deck. So this will be the other one besides the Old Path. I'll probably switch those two around because they're the most close to the original RWS deck. Which, for ask, no, I do not have a Rider-Waite Smith deck, traditional Rider-Waite Smith deck, because much as I can talk to them pretty easily because everybody teaches based off them and they're the foundation for everything, so I at least learned them, especially with other classes I've taken. He uses them, and Mashad, he uses those strictly, so I know how to read them and whatnot. They're just don't click. I like them, but they don't click. I wouldn't read with them. I just more of a training tool. This one, I don't know how often I'll use this one. It's my Lefol deck, I believe is the name. It's Marseille style deck, and yeah, lots of pips. Also, the lady who created this apparently was literally just an art project for her, so you have to make up your own associations with each of the suits in here, because she doesn't give you. They're literally butterflies, crosses, roses, and masks. So I made up my associations based on the borders around them, what color they are. I don't know if you can see that, but rose has kind of a blue border, and it's like the butterflies have like a pink border. Yeah, you can't really see that. So I basically took those associations, put them with the associations of the elemental colors, and associated them with suits based off that, like butterflies are wands, masks are swords. What's the other one? Roses are earth, the pentacles. no, crosses. Crosses are cups or water. Um, so, yeah. These guys are, honestly, they're fun. I'll probably use at least the majors on them because, let me pull one of these out. Like, I'm sorry, seriously, you just can't get better than that. That's like serious goth vibes. I love this deck. I hardly ever read with it, but I love this freaking deck. The other one you'll probably see often, at least for a short bit, for at least some mythology with it, is this deck, which I don't know if it was actually supposed to be used as a readable tarot deck, but I do anyway, and it is my Spirit of Halloween deck. It literally comes from the Spirit of Halloween store. And, the reason I'm not sure it was actually supposed to be used as a deck is because it's really hard to connect the monster in each card with the card itself. I mean, it's doable, but you gotta get real intuitive with it. So I'll probably bring them up for mythology. My last deck, which I love this deck, and I wish I could read with them more often, but people don't pick them very often. So, on a side note, basically the way I have my clearance when I'm reading for them pick a deck is, my decks are all lined up in their little bags, and I'm just like, pick a deck, and my querent goes, that one, and I go, okay, and we pull out that card, and they never know what they're going to get, deck-wise, until they start coming more often, but they haven't yet, but that's only because I'm only reading, like, 1 day a week on the least busy day of the shop that I read in, so, but anyway, I love this deck. That's the Vice Versa Tarot, and I'm sure you can tell why I love it. Each card has so much depth, and it's like when I read with these, no matter which side comes up face up, there's always more to the story by flipping it over. There's another side to each story of each card. I mean, on occasion, no, but sometimes it's literally just that side of the card, but yeah, there's usually so much depth at it. So yeah, those are all my decks that I'll be using for this. So like I said, it'll be minors second week, majors the fourth week, and then third week will be, did I say that with this? I think I did. Yeah, I did. So the third week will be herb, crystal, and whatever other witchy thing I throw in there. I feel like throwing in there that time. Probably books on occasion too. I read so many books, but at the same time I don't read them often enough. So I'll probably throw in some books on occasion on there, book reviews or whatever. Yeah, and like I said, I apologize for the background noise. But so I think that's everything. Anyway, so give me a like, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment if you like, let me know if you like this or not. This video is probably gonna go out sometime real soon, but I won't start the actual video, learning videos until August, second week of August, whatever date that is, the second Sunday. And so yeah, like, comment, subscribe, shoot me an email over at bagsandOmens@gmail.com. That's bags as in B-A, I don't know what G is, S, and A-N-D, and omens, E-N-S, at gmail.com, or find me on Facebook at Bags and Omens. On Facebook, the ands is an ampersand, so not the actual word. Gmail wouldn't let me do that. I think that's where you can find me. But yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you're interested in seeing. Well, just let me know what you're most excited for in this. Um, and yeah, I will see you in August. All right, bye everyone.